Strickland and Khamzat fight is going to be very interesting. Strickland is not an easy guy to take down, and he's not an easy guy to hold down, and he's a very difficult guy to hit on his feet. And he's got a super awkward style. Early on in the fight, whether or not Strickland can avoid the takedown, and whether or not Khamzat can hit him, and whether or not he can avoid getting hit, because Strickland will set some traps. He's sneaky with his striking.
It's so hard to even think anybody could stop Khamzat right now at anything.
We've seen with Fluffy, Strickland can change styles of fights. You know, we know Fluffy likes to be, he's a grinder, he likes to put pressure on guys. But Strickland managed to kind of slow him down in what he wanted to do. So if you can do that against Khamzat, and the Khamzat style is very, you know, it expresses a lot of energy. So if you can do that against Khamzat, you never know what could happen towards the end. But if I was betting on the fight, I will go with Khamzat.
Our initial segment plunges into a compelling analysis of the impending showdown, starting with an explicit preference. If I were betting on this fight, I'd favor Khamzat. The speaker meticulously explores Sean Strickland's versatile approach, emphasizing his knack for disarming highly aggressive grapplers. We've witnessed Tarzan successfully employ this strategy, notably against Abuz Magomedov, where he skillfully controlled the tempo and altered the nature of the contest. Khamzat Chimaev, renowned for his ceaseless high-octane offensive, might encounter an analogous predicament. Should Strickland manage to assert control over the fight's rhythm once more and deplete Borz's energy reserves, the outcome becomes genuinely unpredictable. Despite this potential contingency, the commentator ultimately sides with Chimaev, recognizing the overwhelming superiority the Chechen Wolf has consistently demonstrated. This foundational discussion lays the groundwork for what promises to be an exceptionally strategic contest.
A tactical bout.
I don't know. I didn't really think too much about it, but I'm happy that Sean Strickland's getting the opportunity. I'm Team USA still. And yeah, I hope he wins. I think he's got a good opportunity. I think he's got good takedown defense. I think he's got good get-ups. I think he's got a real opportunity to win. So best of luck to Sean Strickland, and I hope he wins.
Next, we hear directly from Sean Strickland, offering an unvarnished look into his mental state as he approaches this crucial middleweight encounter. This is quintessential Tarzan, a blend of sincere appreciation for the moment, national pride, and an unshakable belief in his own capabilities. His specific reference to robust takedown defense and effective stand-ups is paramount. Given that Khamzat's suffocating wrestling has overwhelmed numerous adversaries, Strickland's capacity to fend off or rapidly extricate himself from those grappling exchanges will be decisive. For Sean, this isn't merely another fight. It's an opportunity to showcase his tenacity and strategic growth against one of mixed martial arts' most celebrated rising stars. His conviction that he possesses the means to defy expectations is evident, and such unwavering self-assurance can prove to be a formidable advantage.
Self-belief can be a powerful weapon.
Is that sort of lowered down, or do you still dislike him? Where do you stand with him?
The atmosphere unmistakably intensifies now, validating the Berserk attack theme. Strickland is directly questioned about his sentiments concerning Khamzat, and his reply is swift and resolute. I still genuinely dislike him. This isn't merely a performance for the cameras, it's Sean Strickland operating with characteristic candor. He offers no euphemisms or attempts to soften his stance. In an athletic arena frequently populated by fabricated rivalries, Strickland's authentic antipathy toward Chimaev is strikingly apparent. This profound personal grievance injects an entirely fresh dimension of fervor into their prospective meeting, transforming it into something far beyond a mere contest for divisional placement. This is fundamentally a collision of deeply entrenched hostilities.
I still want to fight him. I know my potential. I know I can beat him. I know I'm not a good match for him. That's why, and I hate him. So.
And honestly, I just hate him. This declaration is the definitive bombshell, the verbal assault that unequivocally substantiates the headline's ferocity. Strickland doesn't merely harbor an aversion to Khamzat, he explicitly states, "I actively despise him," followed by a truly provocative insult. "I wouldn't even fight him. I already know I can defeat him. I know I'm a terrible matchup for him." This isn't a rejection stemming from apprehension, but rather from profound disdain and a calculated rejection. Strickland is, in essence, communicating that he refuses to grant Khamzat either the triumph or the stage because he's confident he would thoroughly expose his weaknesses. Such raw, unvarnished contempt delivers a potent message, escalating the tension and further solidifying the narrative of an intense personal feud extending far beyond the fighting cage.
Rivalry beyond the octagon.
Well, I think Khamzat's gonna win, and I'm rooting for him. But one thing I like being around Khamzat is...
Abruptly shifting focus, we transition to an individual who has trained closely with Khamzat, offering a markedly different perspective. But one aspect I genuinely appreciate about being around Khamzat is, this speaker is an undeniable advocate, passionately backing Borz for victory. Their immediate emphasis transcends mere fighting skill, extending to the admirable personal attributes they've observed. This provides a vital counter-narrative to Strickland's prior expressions of animosity, introducing a more intricate portrayal of Chimaev. It's essential to consider both dimensions of the story, particularly when one competitor displays such overt hostility. This portion of the discussion starts to construct an image of Khamzat that could astonish those familiar only with his ferocious wolf persona within the confines of the octagon.
Those who only see the wolf persona in the cage.
He's just a guy that works hard. I mean, he just goes and does his job. He loves what he does. He's very intense when he does his workouts. We're always when I'm in there with him, we're pushing each other, but also he's a very, I've said it time and time again, just a very humble guy. He's got a professional team, and before I left to this fight, I said, hey, Khamzat, can you show me a few positions I want to ask you?
Continuing with the
Maintaining this insider's viewpoint, the commentator delivers an effusive commendation of Khamzat's dedication and temperament. They characterize him as an exceptionally diligent, fiercely driven, and remarkably modest individual, a stark divergence from the monstrous image he often projects. This thorough exploration of Chimaev's professionalism and commitment during training reveals the disciplined combatant beneath the public spectacle. The revelation that Khamzat challenges his training partners and collaborates with a specialized team underscores the rigorous preparation he invests in his discipline. This paints a portrait of a singularly focused athlete who embodies the martial arts, effectively refuting any idea that his achievements stem solely from innate ability.
raw talent.
What you do from here, and he was really happy to show me, and yeah, just a great guy, really cool, and his whole team is just awesome. So
he's genuinely a fantastic individual, truly impressive, and his entire team is just superb. This commentary profoundly reinforces the positive portrayal of Khamzat emanating from his training circle. The shared story of Chimaev enthusiastically demonstrating techniques is incredibly insightful, speaking volumes about his magnanimity in imparting knowledge and his authentic passion for the sport. It firmly upholds the notion of him being a fundamentally good person, irrespective of his fierce in-cage demeanor. Within a solitary sport like MMA, witnessing an elite competitor openly exchange techniques with peers signifies profound reverence for the discipline and a truly modest disposition. This intimate detail humanizes Khamzat, providing an alternative narrative to the antagonist role Strickland might attempt to assign him.
Narrative to the villain role Strickland might try to cast him in.
Comes out the victor on that fight.
Yeah, again, I spoke about it the other day. I don't think that fight shouldn't even exist right now. I feel like, again, I don't know who's making decisions to make these fights. And I'm sure they know better than me, but just from the outside looking in, I feel like...
From an external viewpoint, it appears. Now we encounter a fighter articulating a contentious yet comprehensible opinion circulating within the mixed martial arts sphere, that the Chimaev-Strickland bout shouldn't be happening at this particular moment. This isn't intended as a dismissal of either athlete, but rather a commentary on the matchmaking strategy itself. The speaker likely believes that Khamzat, considering his recent momentum and previous tests, was more deserving of either a championship opportunity or a definitive #1 contender elimination bout. This viewpoint underscores the persistent discourse surrounding fighter career advancement and the UFC's calculated fight arrangements. It prompts inquiries into whether this specific pairing genuinely facilitates the natural evolution of the middleweight weight class, thereby introducing an element of fascination and potential discontent for segments of the fan base.
Fans.
In the gym, you know, working very closely with him, and that guy's a monster. Yeah, he's not normal. And I always say it's nice to see someone
to truly observe him. This eyewitness testimony from a gym insider provides another resounding confirmation of Chimaev's exceptional capabilities, describing him as an absolute monster and unequivocally declaring him not normal. Such phrasing points to an echelon of athletic and technical mastery that far surpasses conventional fighter benchmarks. When a seasoned professional, accustomed to training with world-class athletes, characterizes an individual in such profoundly impressed language, it bears immense credibility. This narrative further highlights Khamzat's inherent, undeniable talent and physical attributes, serving as a powerful reminder of precisely why he is regarded as one of the most formidable contenders currently competing in the UFC.
Is, you know, is very high level in a slightly different area, and I'm watching him, and it was beautiful to watch. So, yeah, it's seeing it up close and personal. Obviously, seeing it in the fights, but seeing it up close and personal he's going to be a tough person to beat.
Watching him fight is one thing, but witnessing it up close in person truly confirms he's an incredibly challenging opponent to overcome. Expanding on the preceding observation, this combatant delves deeper into the unique qualities that distinguish Khamzat, commending his exceptionally advanced proficiencies in a distinct aspect, likely alluding to his seamless fusion of grappling and striking. The phrase "beautiful to behold" suggests the grace and efficacy of his movements. Even during practice sessions, to observe a fighter intimately and still be so thoroughly impressed speaks volumes about Chimaev's impactful presence and formidable aptitude. This portion of the discussion solidifies the understanding that Khamzat is not merely blessed with physical prowess, but also possesses profound technical mastery, rendering him an extraordinarily difficult adversary for anyone in the division, including Sean Strickland.
Assessment.
Chimaev gonna do the same thing. I think he's gonna try his, put down and hold and try to finish the fight there.
Just as the verbal assaults seem to reach their peak, a fresh moment of intense friction emerges. An interviewer attempts to characterize Khamzat as a longtime acquaintance, prompting an instant cutting response. "No, he is absolutely not my friend." This retort drips with unvarnished tension. Far from being a mere refutation, it represents a decisive public declaration of boundaries. The exchange eloquently conveys the deep-seated animosity and absence of rapport between this particular fighter and Khamzat. This concise yet potent interaction powerfully underscores the ongoing narrative of personal discord swirling around Chimaev, strongly implying past encounters or a certain reputation that has undeniably created ill will among some of his fellow competitors in the sport.
Be on point if he wants to survive Chimaev's suffocating style.
I don't know if Strickland can handle that, but if he can, yeah, he has chance, But
immediately after the stark "not my friend" remark, this combatant openly concedes, "Honestly, I have no idea. I'm genuinely terrible when it comes to making predictions." This remarkably modest confession is genuinely invigorating within a sport where definitive opinions are often the norm. It communicates authentic doubt rather than a calculated maneuver to avoid commitment. While it doesn't provide a definitive choice, it imbues their subsequent evaluation with a sense of integrity and an absence of self-importance. This candidness enhances the trustworthiness of their analysis, as they refrain from feigning absolute knowledge, instead presenting an impartial, albeit cautious, appraisal. Take him down, maintain control, and then aim to finish the contest there. Despite his self-proclaimed weakness in forecasting outcomes, this fighter nonetheless delivers a robust tactical evaluation of Khamzat's probable strategy. They foresee Borz adhering to his signature approach, initiating takedowns, establishing dominant positional control, and relentlessly pursuing ground and pound or submission attempts. This represents the archetypal Khamzat methodology: aggressive grappling, superior top game management, and constant pressure. It's a blueprint that has effectively neutralized numerous adversaries. This part of the discussion distinctly highlights the principal danger Strickland will confront, underscoring the imperative for his much-lauded takedown defense and ability to scramble back to his feet to be flawlessly executed if he intends to withstand Chimaev's oppressive fighting style. I'm truly unsure. Bringing their analysis to a close, the commentator voices skepticism regarding Sean Strickland's capacity to withstand such an unrelenting grappling onslaught, yet simultaneously offers a flicker of optimism. He has genuinely evolved, This statement acknowledges Strickland's progression, potentially referencing his refined wrestling defense or his newly acquired poise in significant matchups. Nevertheless, the discernible reluctance and repeated "I don't know" underscore the monumental challenge presented by Khamzat. It's a sophisticated perspective, recognizing Strickland's development while still contending with the overwhelming force of nature embodied by Khamzat Chimaev. This palpable uncertainty flawlessly captures the compelling enigma surrounding this pivotal middleweight clash.